And that is just the start to Metroid Fusion. This is going to be a game to remember. This takes place right before Metroid Dread, and I'm gonna enjoy playing this back once again, and hopefully you guys do too. I have been assigned to watch over the biologics research team, so I once again found myself on the surface of SR-388. It was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism now known as the X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infected my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics vessels recovered it and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become integrated with my systems. That it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given minimal chance of survival. Then someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seemed the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last Metroid, or infant Metroid, of SR-388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. As for me, one life ended, and another reborn, as something different. Pondering this fact, I realize I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. We soon will be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the biologic space labs, or the BSL research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexpected explosion rocketed the station for some reason. This awoke a nameless fear in my heart. Now, I am being sent there to investigate. The mission on BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt, computerized CO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CO. there's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay is currently stored capsules containing recent samples of SR-388 as well as parts of your suit infected by the X parasites. The cause of the explosion is yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine main is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way. Uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Yes. Yes, it is. Now, go to the quarantine bay. By the way, if you press now, it just repeats it also. I figured I ought to skip that. We are now on the BSL station of the Federation Force. And as we make it up, I can only right now just shoot my 8 diagonal directions. Jump. I can jump and move, but it's much easier to jump and spin. And also allows for extra movement after I jump as well. So, that's cool. Head over to the navigation room. And the doors are locked there. You can't see that. The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns confirmed. Be careful. And as we move along, we see a locked door. A dark room with only the light of our barely visible visor. Cracks we can't get in. And as we build our way back up, we have to make our way back down because we can't make it down the other way. And there's a cracked room. And this is our first enemy, which we saw in introduction as well. This I found was a horny toad. And oh no, there's an X-Parasite. But we can absorb them now. So real quick, a little bit of backstory as I head back to the last room. Before Metroid 1, the X-Parasites invaded SR-388. Chozo's decided to make Metroids, which were the anti-enemy for the X-Parasites, which took over their planet. After that, they had Samus come back and destroy the Metroid. So that's just a little bit of backstory. That's pretty cool. Back to the game. This is unfortunate news. The specimen brought back by the field team were infected by X-Parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen can have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sensors scanned one gelatinous X-Parasite. Invade and rapidly reproduce. Kill the host creature. It can also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You are almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroid were the main predators of the X. That's why the vaccine worked so quickly and so well. But also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by the X again. In fact, you can now absorb free-floating X-Parasites without the host merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue the X-Parasites whenever you possibly can. This station is the home to many species, some violent ones. We must keep X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I am already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you are only 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. A Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Now, get going. I have released a lock of level 0 hatches. For the blinking hatches. Now we go. Wow. Okay, so now we have an extra amount of doors we can go into as well. We can head out this way. And now that we know that they can reproduce and they can form any sort of cellular structure, we now know that these aren't the true creatures that were the form. Those Hornoad toads were actually they came from SR388, and the X parasites just mimicked them. They're not actually the real ones, which is really interesting, and we'll see a little bit more of that really soon here. And this sucker is called a zombie researcher. There's not much to say about them. They were the researchers here at the facility, and they were infected by X parasites. Those aren't mimics, so that's something to note. So that's pretty cool. On to the next. I have recent news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help you against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. Is your objective clear? With missiles, your chance of survival climbs 20%. Well, at least I know it's something above 0%. Oh no, I can't get through. Well, we'll probably be back later. That's one thing about Metroid games that I really like, is they lead you to dead ends intentionally, just so you know to go back to them later. And up we go. And that computer reminds me of a Growth Federation CO I served under named Adam Malkovich. He called me a lady on his missions. From anyone else, it would have sounded sarcastic, but Adam, it made it sound dignified. Out of respect, and with some irony, I named the computer after him. Well, that one I didn't even realize beforehand she named the computer. You always learn something new, don't you? And actually I can go the different direction. That doesn't help me at all. Up I go. So, little thing, the Adam was in Metroid Other M, which is actually takes place right before this, and it has some really unique story, and I really like the game. It's a very controversial game, to say the least, but I liked it. Electronical interferences have knocked out the elevators on the main deck. This may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I am raiding huge biosigns, so I hope your missiles will work. To reload missiles, you can use recharge rooms or absorb a special type of X parasites, highlighted in green for a reason. You will see them. Try it out. Is your objective clear? Yes. Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. Now find a way to get to the target. And while we're here, I may as well save. Don't really need it, but... Okay. And it did tell us when we got the missiles that you have to hold R to use them, which is the first and probably the last time in a Metroid game that you use it that way, I think. I might have to play back Samus Returns, double check, make sure I'm saying that right. But there's not much of a path here. I can't really climb up there, and wall jumps don't work the same in this, but if we walk back here, the elevator is off and we cannot go back down. That's completely locked off. There's nothing we can do. And I kind of just spoiled it earlier, but yeah, you come over here, you hit the wall with like one missile. I overdid it, but we head over here, and the scene, which I didn't even show you guys beforehand, you can't actually shoot it, that's impenetrable, and the scene is called a Geron. And now the Geron are just pretty much wall blockers. They don't harm you unless you run right into them, so it's pretty safe. It's not too much to worry about. so we'll just continue on. And wait for this X parasite to recharge the zombie researcher. Since enemies can recharge themselves with X parasites, which can be interesting. And this is a path that we saw earlier, so that's pretty cool. And then we obtained a missile tank. Now the missile tanks, I do believe, well, I have to check. They give you 5, I do believe. I can check again because there's another one in this room if I can hit it. I couldn't hit it. Was that 2? 5. Nope, I was right. So it's 5 every time. Okay, take out a few more zombie researchers. Oh, and then there is that, which I'll come back to in just a second. And up we go. Save away. I'm just saving for the sake of it. Alright, and we'll head back down. Oh, I didn't even mention you can shoot downwards, which is incredibly important, and you wouldn't really think too hard about it. So that thing is called a Gadora. Honestly, just learned that just now, so this is cool. He'll continue to fire upon you, and then you hit him with a missile every so often. You just have to keep dodging, which these zombie researchers actually kind of make it kind of difficult, so you just gotta hit the timing well. Oh, I messed up. The best way usually is to face the other direction, but I don't know if that's an actual strat. I just find it to be easier if you do it that way. Okay, and we head up. And one other thing I want to mention, there's ledge grabbing in this Metroid game, which is actually the first time it ever happened in any Metroid game, so thanks to Metroid Fusion for ledge grabbing. And that there was an energy tank that replenishes, or that gives us a full 99 health, which is amazing, and we will want every single one of them if possible. That there was a missile block. I happen to know what that is just from previous times playing this, but there's another energy tank right in here, which, like I said, we're gonna get as many of them as possible. I want to make this 100% playthrough, but we'll see. And this is a fun boss. So our regular beams do not have any effect against it, except for like, well, I think it's like very small hit points. But it's much quicker just to hit him with a few extra missiles. And then up. Honestly, it's okay to tank this first battle once you have all those energy tanks. And then hit him with that. I timed that well enough that it waited till right when it kind of hittable. You can't hit it right away from what I remember, but we just absorbed what that was called the Core X. So the Core X, you have to use missiles against. You can't use regular beam. You can use a later ability in it, but I won't. We'll get to that, and we'll make it back through here. And that boss was also called Arachnus, which the battle went by so fast that I even forgot to name the boss. So yes, that boss is very, very easy, especially with those 2 energy tanks, and flies by way quick. Also, you could technically go back through here at any time. That's a pretty cool little thing. And we head back over. Actually, before we do that, let's head back up. Now that we have missiles, obtain whatever is in this room, which is literally just a recharge station. I should have checked that. That's okay, we'll get the full map. Well, let's try to. And we'll head back down. Hit the save station. Actually, I'm not gonna hit this one because we'll hit one in just a second. And those green doors are gonna be locked for the majority of the game from what I remember. And we won't be able to have any access to them. So no reason to fiddle around with that. Samus. It's as I feared. The breeding environments have been invaded by the X-parasites. Sector 1 shows several abnormalities on the biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of SR-388 ectosystem. To get there, take a main elevator to access the shaft of elevator 1. Is your objective clear? Yes. Use the navigation room inside for further briefing. I'm not sure, but I think that whoever allowed the X into the environment may also be linked to the earlier explosion. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. And I'm gonna come in here. This is not a good idea early on, but I want to show this off. So there's a little riddly here, so that's cool. The camera panned really slowly, and I wasn't expecting it to go that slow. But yeah, there's that. And then now that we have Morph Ball, we could come down and grab that missile tank, which honestly is just a good thing to grab early on. This game is very heavy on missiles, so grab all the missile tanks possible. And then we'll head over here. Now I will say I'm not good at the exploiting strats at all, so that's a thing. And shall we watch? Oh, that's nice. Why is my body copied? So, yeah, that's not healthy for me. So if you haven't played Samus or Metroid 3, Super Metroid, that there was practically a powered up version of the suit you have in Metroid 3, which means we stand no chance against it, say at least. We'll go over that more later on though. Alright, map time. So navigation rooms give you maps early on. The main elevator leading to the access shaft has been severely damaged. It will be totally unused for some time. Unfortunately, some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful. Certainly not human. I'll report when I know more. Listen closely. TDX and Sector 1 have been invaded. The atmospheric stabilizers. They must want to alter the environment to their needs. They are already reproducing. Clear all 5 atmosphere stabilizers to stop them. Is your objective clear? Yes. Now, get moving. And we'll hit the save. Alright guys, we're gonna end it here for today. So there's just a little bit of story today, and all more coming soon. So real quick, I'm gonna go over this a little bit more as we go forth, but this game has some of the best aesthetics and different little twists and turns that make you really scared. And it's not one horror game per se, but it's something beyond horror that is so much better. And I love this game, and I'm gonna continue playing it, but for now I gotta go look up some more things and we can continue this. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.